Yeah, that's what we do that.
Definitely. Well, yeah, she's
I pledge allegiance to the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
All right, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do this, so everyone please stay standing. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ma'am, can you speak a little bit to the right?
We should put a.
That's all right. I'll yell at him. Very pretty.
That was Haley Bowers, and last warm applause for her. She's a local high school student, and she's got a CD, and I just want to say thank you, Haley, for that. It's really wonderful. I'd also like to thank the Shots for letting us have this venue to spend this time together this afternoon. Thank you. My name is Kevin Preston, and I'm privileged to be hosting today's Saving Freedom election rally, because that's really what it's about. It's about saving freedom. I'm pleased to see some familiar faces out there, and we're thrilled that we find ourselves in a public forum today. For this may be the first time some folks have even seen a Tea Party event or met some of the people involved. Oh, we hear a lot about it on the news, but I welcome all of you. We have some very special guests coming on shortly, and I look forward, as I'm sure you too, as well, to their insights and what they have to share. For those of you that are new to an event like this, you might ask yourself, what's the Tea Party's message? I hear about the Tea Party all the time on the news, but I don't get it. Well, it's very simple. We represent the idea of a smaller, less restrictive government, lower taxes, and greater freedom. Now, we're not a political party, although some people would like to paint us as that. We're your friends, your neighbors, your family, and maybe even you. You may wonder, well, exactly what kind of people oppose the idea of a less restrictive government, lower taxes, and greater freedom? Well, we wonder that same thing too. What's our messages? Well, there's a few messages, and you're going to hear about them today. Now, to understand those that would oppose our ideals, let's take a look at how our opponents have tried to marginalize us. They keep saying the Tea Party has no influence, but they don't stop talking about the Tea Party. It's like the atheists that wander around screaming about, how dare you believe in God? Well, if there is no God, then why are they so worried about people who believe in it? So what are you so angry about? If it doesn't affect you, why won't you stop talking about it? Besides trying to portray the Tea Party and conservative thinkers as ineffective, which they failed, they tried things like pulling out the race card. When that didn't work, the far left, with a sympathetic media, tried to downplay our numbers, or call us old angry people, rich angry people, or whatever, until report after report, or poll after poll, and then the Gallup poll shows otherwise. Hey, a lot of Americans like this freedom thing. When it was clear that the Tea Party was about ideals and not skin color, well, they had to come up with another word. And that word, intolerance. The Tea Party must be intolerant. Conservatives must be intolerant. I mean, if they're spiritual, they must want a theocracy. Anyone opposing a bill must be intolerant or unenlightened. And anyone objecting to, I don't know, a mosque being built near ground zero, well, they're not expressing their freedom of speech. No, they're intolerant. If we don't like a big piece of government legislation, well, we're intolerant. Or like Nancy Pelosi, we can't read. What they didn't count on is a year into this, we're on to them. You know, they call us intolerant, but then I started thinking, you know what? We might actually agree with the far left on that. We as a group can sometimes be a little intolerant. I mean, look at what we expect from our leaders. We don't mind our leaders coming from amongst us. We don't mind them learning a little bit of the mechanics on the job when they start, if they haven't come from the politics and being an insider in the whole politic machine. We don't mind that. We don't mind them learning those little things on the job. We just expect them not to learn their morals and their ethics while they're on the job. They should already have those. And if they don't, well, you know what? We are a little intolerant of people like that. Us Tea Partiers, we're not hung up on color, or what you look like, or what kind of money you make, or what sex you socialize with. We just don't like the idea of being called racists, sexist, or homophobes because we don't like someone's policies. Yep, we are pretty intolerant of that kind of thing.
Are you not?
We're intolerant of a lot of things.
You want your mom?
I mean, being called bigots because we say no.
Kelly?
Or selfish because we like to keep some more of our own money for our family than give it to the government for some kind of social experiment.
Are you
know,
next, honey?
I think she's lost.
Where's your mom?
I'm also tired of certain types of people. I know, I mean, like the guy with the little goatee, and apologies to anybody who's wearing a goatee. But the guy that's living in his mom's basement accuses us of being part of that corporate machine because we don't want to see our local farmers, shop owners, and restaurant owners, and small businesses taxed and regulated to death. You know those small businesses and store owners that are run by the super rich people that really don't deserve their money. Or that we're selfish abusers of the environment because we're uncomfortable with the unfettered powers of the AQMD and the EPA. And God forbid, we drive a pickup truck. Everyone here wants a nice environment. We don't think we have to erect 1 million Chinese-made windmills, or worse, ruin our economy, I should say, to get it. Shame on us. We are truly getting intolerant of dumb ideas that hurt more people than they help, while they chip away at our freedoms at the same time. Intolerance, folks, especially now, might just be a good thing. You know, the far left thinks you should be tolerant of everything. And folks, the truth is, when you're tolerant of everything, you stand for nothing. And let me tell you something. We are standing for something, and we're standing up in the voting booths in a couple of days. And we have a message for people of the far left, the socialists, the slackers, the even playing field folks. We're not intolerant people, we're just intolerant of you. We're calling you out. This message is to those snarky, pasty-faced panty wastes that have a problem with good values and morals and Americans standing up for America.
You go, Kevin.
And unlike our Marxist and our socialist friends, we don't believe that patriotism is propaganda. We have no shame. Not one of us here has any shame in loving America. I just want to be clear to the what's wrong with socialism crowd. The guys wearing the Che Guevara t-shirts, the gun and Bible hating, the control loving, the regulation happy, the power hungry, those addle-brained dolts that are in power right now, we just ask one thing, one little thing. Go. Step down, leave. You know, right now, we all here have the opportunity to change America. It's not about Republican or Democrat, it's not. It's not about libertarian or independent. It's about freedom. That's what we're about, and I think that's what you're all about, every one of you. And we have a message for anyone with conservative values that we do send to Sacramento or Washington. We want you to come to the table with a plan, not bullet points, not buzzwords. And we don't want to hear plans about light bulbs or the kind of car we're supposed to drive. We want to hear plans about putting people back to work. And you know what? That doesn't mean imaginary green jobs or shovel-ready, taxpayer-funded government jobs. That would be real jobs. You know, I don't think anyone's car here runs on sunshine and unicorns, Mr. Jerry Brown. So best shelve those ideas as well. We don't mind you changing the smallest details of the plan when we send you to Washington or Sacramento. We just don't want you changing your principles along the way. One other important thing I'm getting tired of hearing about. For the record, contrary to what the talking heads on MSNBC or CNN claim, it's not the Tea Party's responsibility to come up with all the answers. That's not my job. That's your job, Congressman, Senator, President. That's what you get paid for. And when you don't do it, it's our job to call you out. If you don't like that, well, don't run for office. We refuse the idea that politics can never be anything more than corruption and compromise and selecting the lesser of evils. And I'm tired of hearing that I'm too idealistic to believe that. We call on our future leaders, regardless of their party, to reject this progressive notion that ethics and morals are all relative, because they're not. They are what they are, and a good leader, a good representative, shapes his decisions around good and decent principles. If a person doesn't have principles, what do they have? And as constituents, every one of us, we must do the same. Lead with principles. And carry that with you and every person you talk to. Every friend, every family member, everyone you reach out to, every person you help get involved, or get informed, or get out to a voting booth on the 2nd. Every person you inspire to get out there and vote and participate, not in the government, in our government. Do what is right, and demand that our leaders do too. You see, that's how we win, that's how America wins, and that's the message. Thank you, and God bless America.
Sign this so we can 6 stars someday.